Hello, gem hunter. Have you ever stumbled across a beautiful stone on the ground or by the river and thought, can I actually make money selling this? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, then this video is for you. First things first, you're not alone. People all over the world have asked this same question, and many are sharing their thoughts in the comments here on the channel. So go ahead and let us know where you're from in the comments below. But to cut through the noise and get straight to the point, is there any way to sell that stone you found out there? And I'm not talking about some ultra-rare, high-value gemstone. I mean that simple but beautiful stone you came across. Well, to make things simple, there are cases where you can buy uncertified gemstones online and have them shipped straight to your door. The easiest way to sell stones like this is something I've talked about in several videos before. I've shared this tip a lot, but based on the questions I see here on YouTube, there are still plenty of interesting questions that can help you out on this topic. Now, when it comes to selling these stones online, there are some challenges you'll run into, and that's exactly what I want to help you with. And just to be clear, I'm not talking to professional prospectors here. This is for you, someone who's starting from scratch, who's never really looked into this before, but who loves spending time in nature and occasionally comes across stones you think are interesting. Some of them might even be beautiful, and you start to wonder, could this stone be worth something? Well, it's absolutely possible if you know what you're doing, because if you don't, there are plenty of simple, at-home tests you can try to figure out what kind of stone you found. But for now, let's forget about everything else for a moment. Picture this. You're walking around your grandfather's farm in a rural area, surrounded by rivers and nature. Suddenly you remember something you learned in this video. You stop, look down at the ground, and spot a gorgeous blue-green stone, or maybe a red one with lots of unique colors. It's beautiful, and you think, hey, maybe I can sell this stone and make a little cash. Then the doubt creeps in. But is anyone even interested in buying this? And how would I sell it if I don't even know what kind of stone this is? This is a common situation. The truth is, if the stones you find were valuable enough for large-scale mining, you'd often need a government permit to explore and extract them, depending on your country and how many stones you found. I've got plenty of videos on this channel explaining those details, including how to identify specific stones like diamonds. I'll even link one of those videos for you to check out at the end. But for now, let's keep it simple. We're talking about something more casual, finding an interesting stone that could bring in some extra cash. Maybe it's just enough to cover gas for your next trip or fund your hobby, which by the way is a fantastic hobby. It's an opportunity to connect with nature, and I don't know about you, but for many subscribers here, that's one of the best parts. Some subscribers have even found truly stunning stones, rubies, diamonds, and other high-quality gems. Some of them have managed to sell these stones and make decent money. And before the haters jump in, no, I'm not saying you're going to find diamonds in your backyard and get rich overnight. But it can happen. If you find the right stone, there's potential. As my late grandfather used to say, he who searches, finds. The first step to making that happen, and something I always recommend, is identifying the stone you found, or at least figuring out what type of stone it is. And there are two big reasons for that. The first reason is so you don't set a price that's way too high and end up unable to sell the stone at all. And the second is to make sure that if you take the stone to a specialist for analysis, it's someone you can trust. That way you won't accidentally let go of a high-quality stone for far less than it's worth. To do this right, you need to know about stones. There's just no way around it. That's why I always recommend our ebook, Gemology Journey for Beginners, which you can find linked in the video description. It's the perfect resource for anyone looking to start learning how to identify gemstones. Since it's a digital book, you'll get all the updates for free, and there's no waiting for shipping. No matter where you live, you'll have instant access to high-quality content with practical, hands-on testing methods. Honestly, there's nothing better for the price anywhere online. Now, in most cases, the stones you find lying on the ground, without digging too deep and often semi-rounded, will usually be part of the quartz family. I can say this with confidence because the quartz family is absolutely massive. The appearance of each mineral depends on its chemical structure. For example, quartz crystals typically form hexagonal shapes with 6 sides, often ending in a pyramid-like point at the top. This shape is very common in nature and appears in various sizes. Other stones you might come across include jasper, agate, chalcedony, petrified wood, and quartzite in different colors. Even though they're all part of the giant quartz family, they're very distinct stones with different market values. To sell these stones effectively, you need to learn how to separate and identify them. Generally, there are 2 main uses for stones. The first is as collector's pieces. These are stones that are naturally beautiful or rare in their raw state, just as you found them. Even if the stone is broken, a fragment can still have value if it's visually striking or rare. No cutting or shaping is needed. The second use is for crafting or cutting. In this case, jewelers transform rough gemstones into jewelry, which can significantly increase their value, depending on the quality of the cutting. So you need to keep this in mind. Stones with vivid colors or a crystalline appearance are more appealing for jewelry because they'll look stunning once cut and polished. On the other hand, stones with a unique, natural look, ones that aren't worth breaking or cutting, are better suited as collector's items. Of course, there's more to it than just this. There are plenty of other subtopics we could cover, but for now, knowing these basics will already help you a lot. The next step is to sort through the stones you found and separate them into 2 main categories: stones that would make good collector's items and stones that are better suited for lapidary work. You'll also want to organize them by color: white stones, black stones, green stones, red stones. Even if you're not sure what type of stone it is, sorting them by color and type will make it much easier to identify them later. We've created several videos here on the channel that focus on identifying stones by their color, and they can be a big help in figuring out what you've got. Once you've sorted your stones, the next step is to take high-quality pictures of them and list them for sale on various platforms. My top recommendation is Amazon, but you can also use the Facebook Marketplace. Trust me, there's always someone out there interested in buying the stones you find in your area. What might seem common to you could be a rarity for people in other regions, including here in the United States. For example, take this jasper stone. It's found in many rivers worldwide. A jasper or petrified wood stone like this could sell for $10, $20, or even $40 a piece if you're selling them individually. Now imagine if you owned a large property with a wide variety of these stones scattered across it. That would make it much easier to gather a substantial number of stones for selling. In cases like that, you could even sell your stones by weight. You can determine the value of your stones based on their appearance and the uniqueness of their beauty. Stones with brighter, more vibrant colors that are harder to find can often fetch a higher price. You can also sell stones by the kilogram, which is a great option, especially for stones that will be used for cutting or crafting. For example, you could separate small black stones or several carnelian agates, specifically the orange ones often found in rivers. Think of it like sorting beans by type. Organize the stones first, then consider their value. When it comes to selling online, which I always recommend, learn how to take great pictures of your stones. Take clear, detailed photos against a white background so buyers can easily see the stone's features. Avoid using backlighting or your camera's flash. The best lighting is natural daylight. Take your photos outside, holding the stone in your hand, or with some grass in the background. The key is to highlight the details of the stone as clearly as possible. In the description, include key details about the stone, such as its weight, size in centimeters, color, and any other unique characteristics you've noticed. There's no point trying to sell a stone if you don't know what it is. If you're unsure, keep watching our videos on the channel for tips, and consider getting the Gemology for Beginners book while it's still available. It's the perfect starting point for identifying stones in nature. At this stage, it's up to you to put in some effort and start learning. The tips are all here, and the step-by-step process is laid out for you. The first step to selling a stone you found is understanding what you have. One of the risks of not knowing enough is undervaluing your stone. Meteorites, for instance, are a great example of how something that seems ordinary at first can actually have extraordinary value. These space rocks often go unnoticed because of their rough, unattractive appearance and are mistaken for regular terrestrial stones. But when correctly identified, meteorites can be incredibly valuable. not only for their scientific significance, but also for their commercial potential. These fragments of space hold vital clues about the history of the solar system and even life in the universe. They might look unremarkable, but meteorites are a powerful reminder that true value often lies beneath the surface. So it's important to pay attention to these details. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow button and start learning more with us. You won't learn everything overnight. It's a process, but you'll gain more knowledge every day. This is such a fascinating subject, and once you learn how to identify rocks in nature, it becomes downright addictive. A lot of people discover that they actually love searching for rocks once they start learning, and it quickly turns into a rewarding hobby. What's even better is that the rock market is one of the most lucrative industries in the world. Even if you're just working as a craftsman, you can make a significant amount of money simply by collecting stones, without causing any harm to nature. That's why if you find a pretty stone somewhere, don't throw it away before discovering what kind of gemstone it might be. Even if it's not a diamond, remember every stone you find in nature has the potential to be special. With dedication and the right knowledge, you can build an incredible collection or even turn your passion for gemstones into an extra source of income. If now isn't the right time to get the ebook, that's okay. Simply hit the subscribe button here on our channel and you'll gain access to a variety of free educational videos about gemstones posted every week. By the way, the next video is already on your screen. In it, you'll discover incredible gems that could change your journey into the world of gems. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Good luck, Gem Hunter.